Okay, welcome to lesson 9.4. 9.4 is going to look at another type of graph. So far we have learned about line plots. Line plot has the x's on top of the horizontal line. We also learned about the coordinate grid and how we can plot points on a coordinate grid. So this one is line graphs, and line graphs actually use coordinate grid also, but line graphs use line segments. So a line graph uses line segments, that's like little pieces of lines, to show how data changes over time. And this is really important too. So that means it's over time. So like months or weeks or days might go by, and I want to see how this data goes up and down. So here's like a little, similar or simple line graph example. So we have that coordinate grid, the y-axis and the x-axis, but this x-axis is going to be time of some kind. It might be hours, it might be minutes, it might be seconds, it might be weeks, it might be months, it might be years, but time is going to go by. And then we're going to have lines that kind of show how this data set changes over that time. It might show that the trend is going down or the trend is going up. It might change direction, but either way, that line graph helps us see that change. Okay, let's look at one. All right, so example one. Example one, we have an experiment going on where somebody took the temperature outside during different times of the day. So we have that time element that we need for a line graph. Okay, so let's look at when they recorded the temperature. So they recorded the temperature at 1 o'clock in the morning, 1 a.m. They recorded at 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and 6 o'clock. So they went outside during these times and they took the temperature of the air, and this is the data that they collected. So at 1 o'clock it was 51 degrees Fahrenheit, so it tells us right over here, degrees Fahrenheit. At 2 o'clock it was 49, at 3 o'clock it was 47, and then so on. Okay, so if we're going to get this data into a table like we learned in the last lesson, we need to pair up the data. So I think since 1 o'clock was 51 degrees, that's going to be a pair right there. 2 o'clock it was 49 degrees, so that's going to be a pair right there, right? So we see our related data pairs, they're going to go into being ordered pairs, right? So I'm going to put 1 o'clock, 51. So this is how I'm going to write my ordered pairs. Since the x coordinate is a time, I'm going to put 1.00, and then it was 51 degrees. So like that. 1 o'clock, 51. 2 o'clock, it was 49. That was a big comma. Okay. 3 o'clock, we had 47 degrees. 4 o'clock, 44 degrees. 5 o'clock, 45 degrees, and then 6 o'clock, 46 degrees. So there's our ordered pairs. And now we want to put those ordered pairs into our coordinate plane. Now this coordinate plane looks very blank. Okay, it has no numbers along the x, it has no numbers along the y. I don't have a title. I didn't put any of the labels on my axes to show what they represent. So I've got a lot I need to fill in right here. All right, so my x-axis is going to be that x coordinate, right? That x coordinate for all of my pairs, I put the time, right? So that means down here on my x, I'm going to put time. And I'm going to also put the AM, kind of how it shows in that table up there. So that's my label for the x-axis. And I need to have all those different times along the x-axis. So I need to have a tick for 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Okay, so there's the times that I need. And then that means my y-axis, those y coordinates that I put in my ordered pairs, those are all the temperature degrees, right? So but along the top or along the y-axis, I need to label it temperature. And I'm going to put degrees Fahrenheit again, just like it shows in my table. So there's my label. Okay, now I've got this weird little shape right here. Do you see what I did to my y-axis? This means that instead of starting at like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I really only need some higher numbers, right? So look at my numbers. I got 50s and 40s in here. I don't have any 20s. I don't have any teens. I don't have any 30s. So why would I want my y-axis to go like all the way through the 20s and all the way through the 30s before I can even put any points? So what this means is that I'm going to skip some numbers. I'm going to skip some numbers, and instead of starting, 0 is still down here at the corner, but instead of starting at, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up to 40, I'm just going to have my first tick be 40. And that means I skipped the first 40 numbers. Okay, that's what that little mark means, that I'm skipping 40 numbers. Because none of these are lower than 40, right? So I don't need 30s, I don't need 20s. Okay, and then my highest one is in the 50s. So I might want to go like up to 55 or maybe up to 56. I don't know, up to 60 maybe. So I don't need to go past that, right? I don't need to go past 51 really, but I might want to go a little above it for my y-axis. So this is called an interval. What I'm deciding right now is my interval for the y-axis. I don't need the 10s and the 20s and the 30s. I only need 40 to maybe 55, okay? Maybe 60. So that's what I'm deciding right now is my interval. So my interval is going to start at 40. That's what I started at. Okay, and I need to decide a number. Let's see. I'm going to go to 52. It's right above 51. You could have put 54. You could have put 60. Doesn't matter. But as long as you get all of your data sets, and if we look, my highest one is 51. All the other ones are in the 40s, right? So I'm going to say 40 to 52. So that means my first tick is going to be 40, and then my last one's going to be 52, and that's where I'm going to stop. Okay. Scale is what I'm going to count by. Now, should I count by ones and just do 40, 41, 42, 43, all the way up? Or I could count by twos, right? 40, 42, 44, 46, 48, right? That might be a little easier. I might have less ticks to make and less numbers to squeeze in. I could even count by fives, 40, 45, 50, 55, right? But you just need to pick a scale. What are you going to count by on your y-axis? I'm going to go by twos. So I'm going to count by twos. So my scale is 2. So that means after 40, I'm going to have 42, 44, 46, 48, 50, 52. And there is my y-axis. So I'm going from 40 to 52, 40 to 52, and I'm counting by twos, right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yes. Okay, so I've got my graph set up almost. One more thing. I need a title at the top. And this is, the title up here was recorded temperatures. So recorded temperatures. All right, my graph is ready. Now I need to plot my points. I'm going to use my ordered pairs. 1 o'clock, 51. So 1 o'clock, I'm going to go up to 51. There we go. Right there. 2 o'clock, 49. So 2 o'clock, 49. About right there. Okay. 3 o'clock, 47. 3 o'clock, 47. And then 4 o'clock, 44. About right there. 5 o'clock, 45. Ooh, it went up. Interesting. About there. That might be too high. 45, a little lower. And then 6 o'clock, 46. 6 o'clock, 46. Okay, so this is what the temperature did. Now, this is not quite a line graph yet. Remember, a line graph used line segments. So what we do is we connect our dots. We're going to play a little connect the dots. And these are our line segments, right? They are showing us the movements of the data. And there is a line graph. Now that I put those line segments, I've got a line graph. Okay, and you can see the temperature was going down, it was going down, it was getting cooler, and then about 4 o'clock, it started to get warmer, right? And with graphs, we can answer questions. So they gave us a little question here. It says, between which times did the greatest temperature change occur? Okay, so the greatest temperature change, it could be up or down. When did the most change occur? Now, if I look at my graph, I can see where's my steepest line? Where does my line either go up really fast or down really fast? And that is about right here. Do you see at 3 o'clock, I can use my graph or I can use my ordered pairs. At 3 o'clock, I was at 47 degrees, right? But at 4 o'clock, it went down farther than any of the other ones. Okay, this one only went down 2 spots. This one only went down 2. This one went down 3. Okay, then it went back up 1 and up 1. So this was down 3 degrees right here in this area. And you can kind of see it with the line segment. It's steeper down, right? So the times where the greatest temperature change occurred was between 3 and 4 o'clock. Okay, between 3 and 4 o'clock. Okay, and that is our first example. Second example, we've got a different data set. We again have a blank coordinate grid that we've got to fill in all that information for, but we got this. Okay, so Jill used a rain gauge to collect data on total rainfall during 6 days at her home in Miami. And here is her graph of data, her table of data, and we want to graph it. Okay, so I want to pair up the information. It has to be related pairs. And if I'm looking at this table correctly, it says, days along the left side and rain along the right side. And on Monday, it rained 2 inches. Okay. On Tuesday, 2 inches. On Wednesday, 3. On Thursday, 6. So we have the amount of rain each day. Yes. Okay, so we are going to pair up this information. So I'm basically going to have Monday and the 2 be together, right? Because on Monday it was 2 inches on her rain gauge. Okay, so that's going to be our first pair. Monday, 2. And I'm just going to put M for Monday. You could put MON, but it's not a number, is it? It's going to be a word this time for our x coordinate, sorry. Okay, I'm going to put these 2 together. So we're going to have Tuesday, 2. Put these 2 together. We're going to have Wednesday, 3. We're going to put these 2 together. And for Thursday, we usually put TH at 6. Okay, Friday and 8. So Friday, 8. And Saturday, 9. And Saturday and Sunday are both S's also, so we usually put SA for Saturday, 9. Okie doke. So these are my ordered pairs. I just took them off of my table. They're related because on that day it rained that much, right? Now I've got the way I set up my ordered pairs, I have the days of the week being the X coordinate, right? So that means along my X axis, I need to put day of the week as my label. And then I need to have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Okay, so there's my x-axis. It's ready. Now my y-axis, I need to, remember 0 at our origin there, I need to decide my scale and my interval, right? Or my scale and my interval. Okay, so my scale and my interval is going to depend on the numbers that I have on the y-axis, right? So I have the lowest one is 2 and my highest one is 9. So you know, for my scale, I might want to probably just start at 0. I don't think I need to skip any big numbers because it would only be skipping number 1, right? So I'm probably just going to start at 0. And I'm going to go all the way up to, my highest number is 9. So let's just go to 10. So 0 to 10 is all I need to go to. Okay. And then I need to count. I need to decide what I want to count by. Do I want to count by 1s? Do I want to count by 2s? Do I want to count by 5s? Since these numbers are so like close to each other, there's not that many, you know, I don't need to skip too much. I'm just going to count by 1s. Okay, so that means I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ooh, I almost ran out of space. 10 is way up here at the tippy top. And this is rain, right? Rainfall. Okay, so I got my label on both axes. I've got my scale and my intervals on both axes. And then a title at the top, rainfall. Okay, now we can plot our points. So we have Monday 2. So we go over to Monday, up to 2, put a dot. Tuesday 2, so over to Tuesday, up to 2, put a dot. All right, Wednesday 3, so Wednesday 3. Thursday 6, ooh, big jump. Thursday up to 6. All right, Friday to 8. Friday 8. And Saturday 9, Saturday 9. And then to make it a line graph, we need to connect our dots. So this one is going to be a horizontal line. It's 2 and 2, right? So it just went straight across for that one. And then we have up a lot on that one, up some more, and then up for that one. And there is our line graph. It's using line segments to show the data. Okay, so there's some questions to answer to follow up. What does the data on Monday and Tuesday tell us? Okay, what does the data on Monday and Tuesday tell us? So Monday and Tuesday is where we have that straight line going across, right? So her rain gauge, if you don't know what a rain gauge is, it's like a little tube that collects rain when it's raining, and then you just look on the side of the tube and you see what number it's next to. So on Monday when she checked the rain gauge, it was at 2. And then on Tuesday, she checked the rain gauge, and it was at 2 also. So that means that between Monday and Tuesday, that rain gauge didn't change. So if it didn't change, what does that tell us? Well, it tells us that it didn't rain. Okay, so it must have rained on Monday. It rained on Monday and it got 2 inches of rain. Okay, but then on Tuesday, it was still 2 inches. So between Monday and Tuesday, it didn't rain. No rain was added to the gauge, so it just didn't rain between Monday and Tuesday. Okay, so that's our answer for the first one. And that we can kind of tell that, you know, this line not changing, this line just staying the same means that no rain was added to our data. So no rain. Our next question, what day what day did it rain the most? So that is, again, where did the most rain happen? Now, a lot of us are going to want to say, well, our highest dot is up here on Saturday, right? And we would want to say Saturday it rained the most, but that's not what it's saying. It's saying, where did the most rain get added? Okay, where did most of the rain, what day did most of that rain come down and fill that rain gauge? So we know on Monday it started at 2, it rained on Monday. Tuesday it didn't rain, so it stayed at 2. But then on Wednesday it went up to 3. So on Wednesday it rained 1 inch, right? It went from 2 to 3. So 1 inch up of rain on Wednesday. And so our next line, our steep line right here, is showing a lot of rain. It went from 3 all the way up to 6. So that 3 to 6 is 3 inches of rain on Thursday, right? Between Wednesday and Thursday, we had 3 more inches added. So that's a lot of rain on Wednesday and Thursday, between Wednesday and Thursday. And then between Thursday and Friday, it went up 2 more. And then between Friday and Saturday, it went up 1. So which day did it go up the most, right? Between which 2 days did it go up the most? That'd be right here, that steep line again. Between Wednesday and Thursday, it went up 3 inches of rain. So I would say that the day that it rained the most it would be between Wednesday and Thursday, right? So that's the day it rained the most, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay, so that is lesson 4, line graphs. The only difference between line graphs and the graphs we did in lesson 3 is that now we are connecting the dots, right? And we can see that trend in the data. All right, you guys, go ahead and give the form a try and have a great day. Bye.